over on our other YouTube channel, Bird Links, throughout the school year, there have been many stories about teachers who were brave enough to go to the school board meeting and tell their story about how they feel unsafe because of students. And it's sad because as teachers, we get into this because we want to serve. We want to serve. We want to help students. We want to help them learn and grow. But I can imagine it's a nightmare going to work when you don't feel safe. Here we have a post about that from Time Anything 2706. We are teachers, not human punching bags. Start pressing charges. Those of us in the Northeast are grasping for dear life as today was the last day for high school classes. Today, a male 17-year-old out of control junior punched a female aide in the face because he can't control his temper. Like, that's absolutely not. I want the admin was trying hard to get the aide to not press charges. What? So if admin is trying to get them to not press charges, you can imagine that the consequences are not as severe as they possibly should be or could be. And like when I hear something like that, I think about one of my teachers, one of my colleagues as a principal, one of my colleagues, my coworkers, my teammate, somebody. I don't care that it's a student. You're 17 years old. You know what right from wrong. You're getting consequences, and that's just even thinking about it, I'm filled with anger. Admin was trying hard to get the aide to not press charges. Not, oh, are you okay? Well, anything we can do, just checking up on you. I have witnessed multiple staff members assaulted over the years, and the teachers refuse to press charges because they are my kids. I have personally pressed charges against a student last year who punched me. I just don't know if this is the best environment to be in if teachers and staff members are regularly being assaulted by students. What I want to say to all of you, please stop thinking these students are your own. You are at work. Getting assaulted isn't part of your job description. By not pressing charges, that teaches the students that they can do whatever they want. As a result, the assaults will increase in the future because they think they will get away with it. To everyone, please protect yourself and press charges if you're assaulted. Do not let admin bully you into not calling the police. Enough of this nonsense inside of schools. I hope everyone has a good, safe, and refreshing summer. Thank you for reading my post. Definitely, a lot of the stories that I saw throughout this past school year were elementary age kids just having tantrums, unable to control their emotions, much like this. I work at a high school, and I deal with that age, and I deal with that age because I can really speak plainly to them, and they're young adults, and definitely 16, 17 years old, like you know better, and that's unacceptable. So yeah, 17 years old, I don't blame you for pressing charges. You should feel safe at work. And I think that's one of life's lessons. If you make a mistake, you do something that you shouldn't do, and you want to blame it on you lost control or whatnot, that's no excuse. That doesn't work. So yeah, I can't believe admin is trying to get this person to not press charges. I don't understand. Like, at that point, all of the attention should be on the staff member who was assaulted. And then consequences should be swift and severe for a student who would dare to do something like that. I don't see why that's up for debate. So, to you teachers out there, I would say, you have to protect yourself. Make sure that you are aware of situations that you may or may not put yourself in when it comes to physical altercations between students. We've talked about that a lot. If that's not something that you feel like you want to do or you're qualified to do, then you need to go and get some help if there's a physical altercation. And then I would say, yeah, and that's a really big way that you protect yourself is you decide ahead of time that no, that's not. I don't feel comfortable doing that. I don't feel comfortable breaking up fights. And then, I just pray that this doesn't happen to anybody out there watching this. But I would say, yeah, if it does or something like this does happen, then yeah, it's time to consider finding another building to work. If it's like this and it's often that staff members are being assaulted and you're sensing that admin is not supporting you and the consequences are very light, then yeah, definitely it's time to get out of there. And that's part of protecting yourself, because you just never know in that kind of environment. These kids are being told that, yeah, it's okay. You've had a tough go at it. The things at home are not very good, and so we'll give you a light consequence without any regard seemingly for the teacher who was affected. So, gosh, I hate reading this. Punched a female aide in the face, and admin tried to get her to not press charges. That's unbelievable. Number one thing, everyone, you got to protect yourself. You have to protect yourself. If you don't feel safe going to work, that is a problem. And, you have the power to correct that by choosing to remove yourself from that environment. And I encourage you to use that power if you're in a situation, if you're in a building like this.